Make a Trade, Charlie Brown by Charles M. Schultz. This is Charlie Brown. He's the manager of a baseball team. They have never won a game. He needs to make a change. Lucy is the worst player on the team. I'm thinking of making some changes, Charlie Brown says. What kind of changes? Lucy asks. I'm going to trade some players, Charlie Brown tells her. A few trades can make our team much better. That's a great idea, Lucy says. Why don't you trade yourself? Charlie Brown calls Peppermint Patty. Would you like to trade any players? He asks. I don't know, Chuck, she says. The only good player you have is a little kid with a big nose. You mean Snoopy? Charlie Brown says. Oh no, I was thinking more of Lucy. Charlie Brown hears a click. Peppermint Patty has hung up. The next day, Charlie Brown tells Linus about the phone call. Peppermint Patty only wants Snoopy. I told her no, but maybe I was wrong. Linus is surprised. You would trade your own dog just to win a few ball games? He said. Charlie Brown's eyes grew wide. Win, he said. Have you ever noticed what a beautiful word that is? Win, win, win. The next day, Charlie Brown calls Peppermint Patty. I'll trade Snoopy, he says. Great, Peppermint Patty says. I'll give you 5 players for Snoopy. It's a deal. Charlie Brown hangs up the phone. Good grief, I've traded away my own dog, Charlie Brown thinks. I've become a real manager. Peppermint Patty has the contract ready for Charlie Brown to sign. Charlie Brown is nervous. Try not to let your hand shake so much when you sign the contract, Chuck, Peppermint Patty says. Charlie Brown has to tell Snoopy. This is hard for me to say. I've traded you for 5 new players. Please don't hate me, Snoopy. Blah, Snoopy responds. Charlie Brown tells Schroeder the news. Schroeder is shocked. You traded your own dog? He said. Does winning a ball game mean that much to you? I don't know. I've never won a ball game, Charlie Brown replies. Linus is upset. I don't even want to talk to you, Charlie Brown, he says. Charlie Brown doesn't say a word. And stop breathing on my blanket, Linus yells. Charlie Brown runs back to Snoopy's doghouse. I was wrong, he says to Snoopy. I could never trade you. Look, the deal is off. He rips up the contract in front of Snoopy. Suddenly, Peppermint Patty appears at his side. She sees the ripped up contract. I guess you got my message, Chuck, she says. The deal is off. Those players said they would quit baseball before they played on your team. Sorry, Chuck. I hope you're not too angry, Peppermint Patty said. I'm crushed, Charlie Brown says. But he doesn't really mean it. He's thrilled. So is Snoopy. Snoopy is so happy he starts dancing. Meanwhile, Peppermint Patty has a problem with her team too. Marcy is her right fielder. She's as bad as Lucy. I hate baseball, Marcy shouts. Peppermint Patty calls Charlie Brown with an idea. I'll trade you Marcy for Lucy, she says. Great, Charlie Brown says. I'll trade Lucy for anyone. You traded me for Marcy? Lucy says. You made a terrible deal. Marcy is awful. No, it's a good deal, Charlie Brown says. Peppermint Patty threw in a pizza. Marcy loves being on Charlie Brown's team. There is just one problem. She never leaves the pitcher's mound. She likes being close to Charlie Brown. Marcy, you're supposed to be in the right field, Charlie Brown says. I'm happier when I'm near you, Charles, Marcy tells him. I've always been fond of you. Lucy isn't working out for Peppermint Patty either. Just keep your eye on the ball, she tells Lucy. So Lucy stares at the ball in Peppermint Patty's hand. It's hard to keep my eye on the ball when you keep moving it around, Lucy says. Later that night, Peppermint Patty calls Charlie Brown. You need to take Lucy back, Chuck, Peppermint Patty says. Why? asks Charlie Brown. Lucy's the worst player I've ever had, Peppermint Patty tells him. But I already ate the pizza, Charlie Brown says. Charlie Brown tells Marcy she's been traded back to Peppermint Patty's team. Marcy is sad the deal is over. I guess I wasn't much help, Marcy says to Charlie Brown. I didn't score a single goal. Charlie Brown doesn't bother telling Marcy. Goals are in soccer, not baseball. It's Lucy's first game back on Charlie Brown's team. She's holding an umbrella over her head. A ball bounces off the umbrella. It's not even raining, shouts Charlie Brown. Not yet, Lucy says. Suddenly, it starts to pour. The entire team runs for cover except for Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is getting soaked, but he doesn't care. His team is back together and they can't lose the game. It's a rain out.